Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're taking a look at some battles in the Open Ultra League featuring a very unique Pokemon, Accelgor. Accelgor is a pure Bug-type Pokemon with the moveset of Water Shuriken, Bug Buzz, and Focus Blast. So it has one of the best possible fast moves in the game, but only nuke charge moves. This thing has a monster attack stat, meaning that if it can land a charge move, it does unfathomable amounts of damage, but it's very, very glassy in return. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and let's check out Accelgor in action in the Open Ultra League. Hopping to the first match, picking up a terrible lead, Shadow, Alolan Sandslash into Toxicroak. We see a save switch into Como-O, and the Como-O is going to be answered by Cresselia. Definitely not a fantastic spot to be in as the Como-O, but this does present a unique opportunity. Como-O is not going to be able to make a play for switch advantage. However, if Alolan Sandslash can use this as an opportunity to get a big energy lead, potentially by farming down the Cresselia, then Drill Runs will be very threatening going up against that Toxicroak. We are going to see him wait the switch clock here and then send back in the Alolan Sandslash. I really like this play. Sandslash will be able to withstand the attacks from the Cresselia, and the goal is going to be trying to get that energy advantage to threaten that Toxie. So Sandslash is more than happy to fully commit to the farm down here, as HP on the Sandslash isn't very important. What's important in this moment is going to be that energy lead. Sandslash gets the full farm down, and if the Toxicroak comes in, they're going to be met with back-to-back super effective Drill Runs. Drill Run number 1 into the Toxie will be no shielded, going for Drill Run number 2. This could have been an Ice Punch, but the opponent either way is going to have to shield. In comes Accelgor, and in the back, opponent has Shadow Steelix. Steelix, of course, ever oppressive with that Dragon Tail Breaking Swipe combination. Breaking Swipe with the guaranteed attack drop. Accelgor going for the Focus Blast. It's debuffed, but it sure doesn't look like it. That is an XL Steelix getting absolutely destroyed. Oh my goodness. In comes the Toxicroak. Accelgor goes for the Bug Buzz. That will be shielded. Toxicroak gets the farm down. Can Sandslash survive a counter? Oh my goodness. The opponent throws a move, and that's going to cost them. If they went for the counter, that could have been a tie, but by throwing a charge move, that game turns into a loss for the opponent. Moving into the next match, we see a fairly neutral lead, Alolan Sandslash going up against Tapu Fini. Considering what's in the back, it's very, very nice to see the Tapu on the lead here. Farming up with the Sandslash. Sandslash is going to be met with a Surf, and we do see an early shield from the Sandslash, recognizing the backline really does not want to see Fini, so if possible, wanting to try and get rid of the Tapu. Tapu is going to go for another Surf that will get the Sandslash low. Sandslash now going to go for the Ice Punch. Decision time for the Fini. Are they willing to shield? They do not. Sandslash gets the farm down, looking to pivot. In comes Greninja. We now see a pivot into Como-O. Greninja firing off energy, but everything they throw is going to be resisted here. They go for the Hydro Cannon. That's really not going to cut it, and this should be the Night Slash. We are going to see the immediate no shield from the Como-O as Greninja goes for the Night Slash. The fact that they're staying in, they have to have something in the back that isn't a big fan of a Como-O with energy. They commit the shield in the back, and now we see why they did not necessarily want to switch, as close combat is very threatening. Close combat will be shielded by the Steelix. Steelix gets the farm down. A-Slash able to hang on despite fractional HP and make it to the Drill Run. Drill Run will connect. In comes Accelgor. Accelgor is going to be met with energy from the Steelix, and as we know, Accelgor is not tanky at all. That Breaking Swipe does quite a lot of damage. Accelgor going for the debuffed and resisted Bug Buzz. But the thing is, Accelgor has a big attack stat, but it still does not KO. The 1 HP survive from the Steelix. Breaking Swipe will connect. Back in comes Greninja. Greninja firing off energy. Accelgor has the Bug Buzz loaded, so Accelgor is going to shield the Night Slash. Go for the Bug Buzz, and that will be game over. Accelgor taking down Greninja and farming down the Steelix as well. Moving into the next match, we see an amazing lead, Shadow Alolan Sandslash into Cresselia. This is exactly where you want to see Cresselia, considering there's a Como-O in the back. Sandslash farms up, tries to go for a CMP tied to a Moonblast, but the opponent instead is going to look to overfarm, and now they send in a Charizard save switch. And Charizard save switch is honestly awkward for this team to deal with, as both of the back two Pokemon are taking super effective damage from Wing Attack. A-Slash continuing to farm. A-Slash is going to commit the shield from the Charizard. Charizard does full send the Blast Burn. That's a big shield. A-Slash continuing to farm, going for another Ice Punch. Ice Punch will not KO the Zard, but it will get the Zard low. We now see a switch into Como-O, basically just forcing them to fire off their Dragon Claws. Opponent went for the Blast Burn, they could not react in time, and they get farmed down by Como-O. In comes the Cresselia. Cresselia had energy loaded, but instead is going to use this as an opportunity to get an energy lead. They take the Dragon Claw, they're firing off their energy, and now they actually end up going for a Grass Knot there, getting a bit greedy, maybe expecting a shield from the Como-O, and now they're going to have to go for double moves. So a misplay there by the opponent. In the back, it's Obstagoon, and just throwing the Ice Punch here to try and burn the Switch Clock. Ice Punch connects, Switch Clock's up, in comes Accelgor. Accelgor is going to be able to withstand any one charge move here, as the opponent will fire off the Night Slash. Night Slash does not get the boost, that is extremely fortunate, but the awkward thing here is Accelgor is so glassy that it's starting to run out of HP. Night Slash thankfully does not boost again. Accelgor firing off the Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz into the Obstagoon will be shielded. Accelgor farming up and winning the CMP tie over the Obstagoon. That massive attack stat coming in clutch. Bug Buzz secures the KO. In comes the Cresselia. Cresselia farming up, and Cresselia is going to be firing off energy here into Accelgor. Grass Knot is resisted, but Accelgor has no bulk whatsoever, and we see the Sand Slash able to make it to the Drill Run. So got a bit scary there in the endgame with the Obstagoon, but the good news is still able to bring home the win. Tough lead in the next match, Shadow A-Slash going up against Greninja, farming up with the A-Slash, and we see a switch and catch into the Como-O. Very nicely done, catching the Hydro Cannon and wasting the opponent's energy. In comes Charizard. Charizard will be able to outpace and fire off the Dragon Claw. This is super effective damage, but Como-O able to withstand the damage and make it to the last second charge move. Dragon Claw will deal some very solid chip damage to the Charizard and put it into Ice Punch range. And now you can send in the Sand Slash from up 2, and the opponent actually ends up going for a Dragon Claw. I believe they're one short here. We do see the shield. It's really tough in those moments if the opponent ever throws like one short of that big move. You're like, man, did I miss a fast move somewhere? Why are they throwing here? I've definitely been in that situation before, and it's tough. It is tough. Back in comes the Greninja. We're going to see the Drill Run shielded by the opponent. A-Slash continuing to farm. Greninja will fire off the Hydro Cannon. Hydro Cannon does not KO, but it does quite a lot of damage. A-Slash looking to farm up. Opponent is going to switch into Cresselia as the Drill Run is thrown. Cresselia doesn't have a good matchup versus the Sand Slash, but Sand Slash has already taken so much damage, banking the Drill Run for later, and in comes Accelgor. Accelgor, let's see, can it tank a Moonblast? It does, but not well at all. Accelgor farming up, opponent throwing on alignment and giving Accelgor an entire Water Shuriken for free. This is just the Grass Knot. Accelgor farming up to 100 energy. Bug Buzz is going to be hitting for massive super effective damage. Down goes Cresselia. In comes Greninja. Greninja, oh my goodness, it's the CMP tie. Greninja has a very high attack stat, but guess who has an even higher attack stat? Accelgor, and gets the defense drop. With the defense drop, the question is, can a Drill Run KO here? Oh my goodness, come on A-Slash. Drill Run into Greninja, gets the KO, and clutches an unlikely victory. Moving into the next match, leading Shadow A-Slash into Ampharos. Now this is a bit of an interesting lead matchup, and I really like that catch. Ampharos, this can only be a Brutal Swing or a Thunder Punch, both will be resisted. Ampharos farming up energy here. Are they looking to switch? They're not given the opportunity. Como-O striking first, going for the Dragon Claw. Ampharos is going to bank the energy. Opponent now sending in Skeledirge. Skeledirge does, of course, have access to Disarming Voice, which will hit for double super effective damage. But if Como-O has shields to hide behind, then this matchup is very playable. Como-O is going to be shielding up, and Como-O can now throw 3 Dragon Tails and go for the Dragon Claw. Absolutely perfect energy management here. Going for the Dragon Claw, and Dragon Claw will secure the KO. In the back, it's Greninja farming up, and we see a catch onto the Alolan Sand Slash. Very nicely done. Hydro Cannon does quite a lot of damage, but this saves the Como-O with energy. Firing off the Drill Run. Drill Run will be shielded up by the Greninja. A-Slash continuing to farm, and we see the combo play from the opponent as they send in Ampharos, and Ampharos will secure the KO with Brutal Swing. Do you send in Accelgor here and try and go for a Water Shuriken farm down? Yes, in comes Accelgor. Accelgor is going to no-shield here. Ampharos goes for the Brutal Swing. That does so much damage. This thing cannot take a hit whatsoever. In comes Greninja, and we are going to see a shield. Accelgor shields up the Night Slash. Accelgor now going for the Focus Blast here. Both moves will be hitting for super effective damage. Como-O also has energy. We see a switch into the Como-O. Como-O, can it tank the Hydro here, though, is the scary thing. And it cannot, and that's actually going to end up being a loss. Oh, that is extremely unfortunate there. Como-O falling just short of the close combat, and that's game over. Picking up a pretty okay lead in the next match, Shadow A-Slash into Charizard. Despite the fact that this is a Fire type into an Ice and Steel type Pokemon, Charizard has Wing Attack. Wing Attack is going to be resistant, so as long as Sandslash has shields to hide behind, this is a pretty okay spot to be in if you're the Sandslash. Sandslash, I believe that was a low battery warning there. That's always scary when you're battling. Those can cause you to miss fast moves or even miss shields that you're trying to use, but thankfully, doesn't end up being an issue, and we see the catch onto Como-O as the Charizard goes for the Blast Burn. Very nice catch. Opponent sends in Ampharos, and the opponent is extremely weak to Como-O if this is their best response. Ampharos, at 3 Volt Switches, it can only be a Brutal Swing or a Thunder Punch. Neither move going to be doing a lot to Como-O. Como-O goes for the Dragon Claw. Como-O is, oh my goodness, is going to be able to outpace if the opponent ends up overfarming, which they do. So the opponent could have thrown a move, they end up overfarming, they get farmed down by the Como-O, and in the back, it's Cobalion. Oh my goodness. If they shield the close combat, they're getting Focus Blasted here. They actually no shield, and now this is just a fast move race. In comes Accelgor. Accelgor, Stone Edge probably cleanly one-shots. We will see the shield. It is the Stone Edge, and Accelgor gets the Water Shuriken down and takes the win. We see a familiar lead in the next match, Shadow A-Slash going up against Ampharos. Last time we saw them try and go for a catch onto the Como-O, which is a pretty nice play. Let's see if they go for it again. Farming up, trying to go for the catch, but this time the opponent shows great restraint, banking a ton of energy, and now they're going to respond with Charizard. That Ampharos energy is going to be difficult to deal with in the endgame. Dragon Claw will get the shield. Opponent throws on alignment, giving Como-O an entire fast move for free. Dragon Claw will connect. Como-O going for another Dragon Claw. This will not KO, but that's exactly what the opponent was hoping for. They're going for the one shield, and now they get a pretty nice farm down. In comes the Sandslash. Sandslash going for a one shield farm down itself, as Charizard will full send the Blast Burn, leaving with a ton of energy. But keep in mind, the Ampharos has so much energy, and they send in Jellicent. Jellicent to soak this energy. Drill Run is going to connect. A-Slash farming up a ton of energy. This is only a Surf from the Jellicent, and that is survivable for the A-Slash. A-Slash gonna hang on to that energy. We see a switch into Accelgor. In comes the Ampharos. Do they have Zap Cannon? Zap Cannon, I'm guessing it would KO. They do not. They go for Brutal Swing, but they have the back-to-back, and that is tough. Accelgor forced to commit a shield. Accelgor farming up and going for this Bug Buzz. Bug Buzz easily going to be securing the KO onto the Ampharos. Back in comes Jellicent, and Jellicent is going to be met with the Bug Buzz. This, of course, is resisted. Accelgor has a massive attack stat, though. Opponent is going to let that through. If they build up to double Surfs, I believe they should have this game. They're going to go for the Surf onto Accelgor. In comes the Sandslash, and they do have the back-to-back. So good energy management there by the opponent. Oh, they actually made it to a Shadow Ball as well, and that will be game over. Hopping into the final match, leading Shadow A-Slash into Excadrill. We see a save switch into Como-O. Opponent responds with a Dragonite, but this Dragonite is not going to appreciate the Dragon Tails whatsoever. Dragon Claw will be shielded. Como-O absolutely shredding the Dragonite, and the Dragonite throws on alignment, giving Como-O an entire Dragon Tail for free. And Como-O turns what should be a pretty much simultaneous KO matchup into a matchup where they can exit with energy. In comes Charizard. Charizard is going to be met with the Dragon Claw from the Como-O. Dragon Claw does some solid chip damage, and now what do you send in here? You kind of have to send in the A-Slash, because the Accelgor, of course, doesn't really have any charge moves that it can hit the Charizard with. Charizard farming up energy. We are going to see the shield from the Shadow A-Slash, and Charizard full sends the Blast Burn. Charizard wanting to guarantee that final shield. Oh, this is going to be tough. Charizard now has a Blast Burn loaded, and they lose CMP with the A-Slash, so we see the full sacrifice of the Accelgor. Accelgor gets absolutely smacked. In comes the Exca into the loaded drill run. Unfortunately, Accelgor had to get fully sacrificed, but in doing so, that's actually the game-winning play there, as A-Slash with energy just so deadly. Drill run takes down the Excadrill, and the Ice Punch will secure the win versus the Charizard. All in all, these were some highly entertaining battles. The one thing I will say, Accelgor is ranked, I think, number 603 or 604 on PvPoke in the Ultra League for a reason. Lack of a bait move and being a mono bug type are two really big negatives for this Pokemon, and that's what makes it a Pokemon that is more built for fun than for climbing. It outputs a tremendous amount of damage, but my goodness, it takes a while to get to those charge moves, and unfortunately, due to its lack of bulk, it takes a lot of damage in the meantime. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is sincerely appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.